It is time for me to deal with that particular question today in regards to circumcised and uncircumcised penis in terms of hygiene, appearance, risks for infection, risks for penile cancer, sperm production, and also sexual sensitivity. Good day everyone and welcome back to Nurses Lecture Room YouTube channel. My name is Mercy Mary, popularly known as a nurse with the difference, and I make learning easy and accessible for all my viewers. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the difference between a circumcised and an uncircumcised penis. This is not going to be a preferential video, but it's going to be a health education per se to tell you what you should expect. What is the difference between a penis that is circumcised and also the one that is not circumcised. But before we go into details in today's class, if this is your first time on our YouTube channel and these are content you are interested in, please click on that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out. For all my returning subscribers, this is Nurse Mercy Mary saying thank you. Let's go there. Alright, welcome back. Like I earlier said, today I'm going to be sharing with you the difference between a circumcised and an uncircumcised penis. Yes, at first, when I got this question, it sounded funny to me. But after much consideration, after pondering about it, I was like, wow, if somebody asks this question, definitely there's also another person that really wants to know about this topic. There are people out there that wants to learn about this. They want to know what is the difference and why it should be done, why it should not be done. So I decided to make the full video explaining the differences and also who is at risk of going down with infection and who is at risk of going down with penile cancer. So that is why I am here today to help educate the public. A disclaimer, I am not making this video to say, oh, you must circumcise as a man. If you are not circumcised as a man is bad, or you must not circumcise as a man. I'm just giving a general knowledge. I'm just here educating you on what the difference, like what's the difference between a circumcised and an uncircumcised penis. So the first question is, what is circumcision? What is really the circumcision we keep talking about? I know a lot of us have heard about circumcision. So if you want to share with me your own definition of circumcision, you can drop in the comment section. I will be glad and joyful to read your own definition. But let me give you from my own side. Circumcision is simply the surgical removal of the foreskin of the penis, as a surgical removal of the foreskin. So in terms of pictorial explanation, I'm going to be using a banana. You can see the banana on the screen. You can see the opening of the banana. Now you can see it has a skin that you have to shed off. So that foreskin, they surgically remove it. Just assume the penis is like that. That foreskin is surgically removed, that you just have the white thing, which is the penis. So in simple terms, like I said before, circumcision is simply the surgical removal of the foreskin of the penis. That is just the definition. So now let's get to the difference proper. In terms of the difference, circumcised penis is cut, while uncircumcised is not cut. That's the first obvious difference. One is cut, the other one is not cut. Then the second thing that normally pops up is, Nurse Mercy Mary, does circumcision affect the size of the penis? Does circumcision affect the size of the penis? The size of the penis is actually determined by gene. It is not determined by circumcision or not. It is determined by an individual's gene. But on a normal base, when the penis is flaccid, when it's not erect, definitely going to look bigger because of that foreskin covering it. But once the penis is erect, it goes back to its normal shape. What I'm trying to say is that, be it circumcised or uncircumcised, the size of the penis is not determined by circumcision, but rather it is determined by the gene. It is determined by what the individual actually inherited. It is not determined by circumcision. Though when it's in a flaccid state, when it's not erect, it's definitely going to look bigger, like in the eyes. But when it's erect, it will not take its normal shape. Let's put it that way. And the third thing I have to share with you is overall appearance. Overall appearance. Looking at the penis of a circumcised of a circumcised man, the glands, the opening, you can see the cup of the glands of the penis is visible, it's open. But in an uncircumcised, the foreskin covers the cap, it covers the opening in such a way that it is only during erection that the glands of the penis is exposed. Because the foreskin is covering it like a drape, it's covering the glands of the penis, covering the cap of the penis, the foreskin. But during erection, it retracts, it goes back and exposes the glands of the penis. Then that takes us to the other point I want to share with you, which is in regards to the hygiene. Generally, whether you are a circumcised or an uncircumcised man, personal hygiene is very, very important. But for a man that is not circumcised, you have to be extra careful because the foreskin has to be retracted. You have to ensure that it is properly cleaned to avoid accumulation of bacteria, to avoid providing an environment where bacteria or other infections can actually breed and cause more problem. So you need to be extra careful. You need to practice proper hygiene. You need to be more your hygiene level has to be higher. Let's put it that way. You have to be extra careful when cleaning compared to a man that is circumcised. You get now? So then that takes us to who is at risk for infection. Looking at the whole thing, you can see that a man that is not circumcised is on a higher risk of going down with infection when compared to a man that is circumcised, because the environment might be cold, moist, and if not properly clean, we give an environment for bacterial infection to really grow. You get? So men that are uncircumcised are at risk of going down with infection. Men that are uncircumcised are also at risk, higher risk of going down with penile cancer when compared to men that are circumcised. Before I go to the other points, for those that have not gotten into puberty, before puberty, a man or a boy might be finding it difficult to retract the foreskin. So if you are finding it difficult to, don't force it. Please and please don't force it before puberty. So I'm saying this general thing. Don't force it all in the name of you want to clean or something. If you've not got, like, before puberty, it might be very difficult for you to retract it. So it's not expected for you to force it. So when you know, okay, it's easy for me to retract, it's easy for me to bring down the foreskin, then you can go ahead and bring down the foreskin. Then that takes us to the other point in terms of sperm production. Whether you are circumcised or uncircumcised, it does not affect sperm production. It does not affect sperm production. So that is a difference. For those that have that mindset that when a man is not circumcised, the sperm production, no, it does not affect sperm production. When ejaculation wants to take place or when ejaculation is in the process, the foreskin is retracted, sperm that is there can move through. So that is something different entirely from the penis and sperm production. Then also in terms of sexual sensitivity, you see that foreskin, it is believed that foreskin is very sensitive. It has this high sensitivity, like I feel the same way the clitoris of a woman is sensitive, that's the same way the foreskin of a man that is not circumcised is sensitive. So that might actually help the man to, should I use orgasm or increase their libido? I don't know which term to use, but the foreskin is believed to be very, very sensitive. Sensitive around there. Yeah, let's stop there. It is believed to be very, very sensitive when compared to a man that doesn't have it. You know, a man that doesn't have it will not have what will be sensitive, but a man that have it will have something that is sensitive. I don't know if that actually increases their, should I say, sexual satisfaction or not? I don't know. I've not done any research about that. But just know that the foreskin is actually very, very sensitive for a man that is uncircumcised. Then the last point I have to share with you is in regards to lubrication. Yes, the foreskin is known to provide lubrication, but that does not mean men that are circumcised need. There's no research that say, okay, when you are not circumcised, you have a lot of lubrication, but if you are circumcised, you will need a lot of lubrication. But generally, the foreskin gives a lot of lubrication. But research did not say that men that are not circumcised, we need a lot of lubrication. You have to get a lot of lubricant to get that friction and all that out of the way. So that is that I have to share with you. I don't know if you have any contribution in regards to that, because I am basically not a man. I'm talking from what I've studied and read so far. So if you have any contribution and there's something you would like to share that you've noticed as a man or as a woman that is married to any of these men, you would like to share, you can drop in the comment section. We're all ears and we are ready to listen and also learn from you. So these are the differences I have to share with you in regards to a circumcised and an uncircumcised man. One thing I think you should take into consideration is the fact that those that are uncircumcised are at risk of getting infection and also at risk of getting penile cancer. So I advise men, if they can, to circumcise. But I'm not saying it's like if you don't, it's a personal thing. But if you have gotten to a particular age and it's not done, I advise you do it if you see the need for it. But I advise men to do so. Yeah, that's my advice. I can't generalize it and say you have to do it, but that's just a personal advice, because it decreases the risk of infection and also increases the risk of penile cancer. Phimosis is there and other things are also there. So this is what I have to share with you today. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to share with a friend if you got value. For all my returning subscribers, this is Nurse Mary saying thank you. Bye and see you in our next video.